Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, I can't believe it. Hello, beautiful people. Shalom, money makers. It's Purim today, so you're supposed to dress up. How are you doing this morning? The market is reacting to a lot of news that we got to get to, and Ripple's former CTO retweets something very interesting that we have to talk about regarding XRP. All I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smishity smash that like button and let's get into it. So currently XRP is sitting at $1.36. You can see that the market has sold off a little bit after last night when we had that nice pump that we saw from the market not collapsing, right? And we're sitting with Bitcoin at 68,000, Ethereum under 2,000, again down minus 1.7%. The roller coaster ride continues in the crypto market. Those of you that thought that yesterday was the cork, right, the pop that was going to pop out the champagne, hold your horses a little bit. We still have a lot of factors that are weighing on the market. I just thought yesterday we would not see a collapse, right? And that didn't happen. But now there's more things that are putting a little bit weight on the markets. The first thing out here is the fact that the U.S. court rejected Trump's request to delay the $175 billion in tariff refunds. Right? Companies can now move forward with claiming duties they were required to pay. If fully processed, this would make the largest trade-related payout in the U.S. history. Now, on the one hand, you have this, and then you have oil prices potentially going up, and so there's fear that inflation in the U.S. is gonna, inflation is gonna start pumping. That's the fear. So that created a little bit of a pullback here. It's okay. It's fine. It's part of the game. We have to take, the risk that there's going to be some pullbacks, and so that's very, very important to remember. Listen, I was supposed to be today at Purim parties, right? You're supposed to dress up, and we don't really celebrate Halloween here. Some people do, like a very small amount of people, maybe former Americans and things like that. But for the most part, Halloween we don't celebrate. And then we have this holiday where we dress up and there's parties and you give. It's a little bit different. You don't go house to house, which is really weird if you think about it. You just go to people that you know and you give them, gifts of candy and stuff like that. It's called a gift of portions. I don't know. And then you give candies and stuff and things like that. And ironically, the whole story behind it is from a few thousand years ago, or that there was in Iran, in the Persian Empire, there was a whole story where there was a vizier, right? Someone that was close to the king that wanted to get rid of all the Jews. So maybe in another 1,000 years, there'll be another story about Khamenei, right? And President Trump was asked, who's going to take over after the supreme leader is no longer with us? And President Trump said, I don't know. I guess the positions is open. I'm creating jobs in Iran too. That was a good one. Listen, the current situation, like last night, we also got this kind of warning from the U.S. embassies talking about how people that are Americans should depart from a whole list of countries. It was a short list back on Friday, and now they see, okay, there's more situations happening in these specific countries, so maybe it's a good idea for Americans to leave. It's not just a tax on those countries, it's also the people in the countries that might be angry at Americans. So that list got updated as well. So if you're in any of these countries and you're in a US citizen, you might want to leave. Okay, I'm going right. This also created a little bit of fear, but again, we've talked about this. Iran officially closes the Strait of Hormuz and warns that ships passing through will be set on fire. Roughly 20% of the oil supply passes through it is strategic waterway. Well, there's a few factors here. One, they don't really have the way to close it, right? Trump said that they sunk all their ships, and they can try to attack from here and here, right? And they can try, but there's warplanes that can attack these areas. So, and there's the Saudis that will not let this happen. So I don't think again this will be closed for too long. It might create a initial shock on the oil prices. We are seeing gold and silver kind of come back a little bit after there was a little bit of a sell off here. And you can see silver dropped all the way to 82, but now it's back to 86. It was at 96 earlier in the morning. Yesterday morning, and now it's pulled back a little bit. So the markets are very, very uncertain, right? They don't know what's going to happen. If we go to the crypto fear and greed index, we're at 14. So the last time we were at 14 was February. Was actually March 1st, but before that was February 9th. So the crypto market is still not sure what's going to happen just from a fear standpoint, and potentially we'll see what can happen here in the next coming hours and days. But remember, we've talked about this as well. Before we talk about it, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me anything. I'm never going to DM you. Those are scammers. Those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. Okay? So we talked about this multiple times over the past few weeks about the potential shenanigans done by Iranians and by the Iranian government once things will start kicking off. So you can see here the headline: Iran crypto outflows spiked by 700%. Outflows from Nobitex, Iran's largest exchange, jumped 700% to nearly $3 million after reported U.S.-Israel removed the supreme leader. The Elliptic says Noblex 11 million users moved 7.2 billion in crypto in 2025. Now, of course, it's not the whole country, which is about 90 million, but still 10%, a little bit more than 10% potential movement there could create selling pressure or buying pressure. So again, we have to take that in consideration. And also the government. We don't know where the government has funds. They could have funds in accounts that are masked as real accounts, or in using people in other countries, secret operatives and things like that. I just read it's all like a spy movie. I just read that the Israelis had access to the traffic cams in Iran for the past few years, and we're looking at all the data and analyzing it and using AI, and that's how they knew movements of all these head of state people, right? So it's kind of a spy movie, right? So you never know. um, CME announced that they already cover 75% of the crypto market. So futures, we talked about this, how it was a problem, but potentially it won't be a problem soon. The CME gaps. So again, more places, more possibilities for crypto trading. It's a double-edged sword. We've talked about this before. The fact is that sometimes we've seen the options, for example, on the Bitcoin ETFs, have been used to manipulate the price of Bitcoin at those 10 a.m. dips, right? But on the flip side, it gives more potential for investors to invest in the assets. So that could bring in liquidity that maybe wouldn't have bought spot, right? And now is buying futures because they trust more CME, right? Okay, that could be a possibility as well. So we have to take that into consideration. This is very interesting. David Schwartz retweeted or posted this tweet from Bank XRP talking about the integration of Ripple and Hidden Road continues to scale. The latest DTCC notice shows Hidden Road officially going live on the NSCC directly on March 2nd, 2026. Ripple Prime Roll is bridging TradeFi and DeFi with likely most post-trade volume on XRPL, right? And this is starting to kick off. We talked about the potential of billions and maybe trillions going through Hidden Road. And so David Schwartz tweets out, seems important. Let's ask Grok. What does Grok think? Sometimes it's cool, right? DTC notice confirming Hidden Road acquired Ripple. The milestone integrates Ripple's blockchain infrastructure with traditional post-trading clearing, potentially shifting high-volume settlement activity to XRP Ledger for faster, lower-cost processing. The consistent endorsement from Schwartz endorses growing institutional adoption of XRP as NSCC handles trillions in daily U.S. security trades, signaling broader TradeFi DeFi coverage, right? And so this is a very interesting potential for lots of XRPL flow. We'll see. Again, this is something that many have talked about as a potential catalyst for the rise in the price of XRP. Right now, a lot of these things are potential, and maybe soon potential becomes active, becomes real. We'll see. Again, I don't know what the price action is going to do day to day. I don't know what the markets are going to do day to day. And that's very important to remember when you're investing. Things can change. Suddenly, someone can, say something that flips the market. News can come out that flips the market. So just be very, very careful out there. And now, right, I'm going to drink some coffee because my mouth is dry. Do you want an Avi sleep update? I couldn't fall asleep, and then I was about to fall asleep, right? I was like, okay, I went to the computer a little bit. I said, okay, I'm gonna fall asleep. What happens? Siren. Okay, went to the siren. Okay, there was actually a lot of boom booms there. But okay, then I was like, okay, let's go back to sleep. I'll try to go back to sleep. It's already 2 a.m. I was like, okay, let's go back to sleep. Then I tried, then suddenly my son comes into the room, the youngest. I was like, okay, so I have to go back with him, right? And they're all sleeping in the bomb shelter, the little ones on mattresses. So it's not the easiest, right? But anyway, so they're sleeping there. And I came back in. Then at 5 o'clock in the morning, the big one wakes up, and then so I ended up sleeping 2-hour intervals there. So yeah, I might have bags under my eyes. That's your daily Avi sleep update. Okay, now back to the real deal. So I found this super interesting. I saw a tweet yesterday talking about the South Korean market, right? And we've talked about the South Korean market over the past few weeks, making all-time highs and doing really good. Up. And we talk about the possibility there that money flows in to the crypto market because we know that the South Koreans love crypto. They love XRP. So you can see this tweet here. This is a span of a few hours. You can see the South Korean market is making history. South Korean market is now a record high market cap of 3.8 trillion. Since start of 2025, the market has surged 2.2 trillion or 146%. As a result, the Korean market has surpassed France and Germany for the first time to become the 9th largest in the world, right? But then, a few hours later, headline, massive crash in Korean market. South Korean stock market crashed 7.23% on reopening, wiping out about 270 billion in market cap. This is the largest single-day plunge since August of 2024 yen carry trade crisis. Monday, March 2nd was a holiday, so this was the first KOSPI opening since the war between US, Israel, and Iran began. The drop is driven by pent-up selling pressure from geopolitical tensions in the Middle East and fears of distributed global energy and oil supply. So the stock market, the US stock market, didn't really have a bad effect. The other markets yesterday really didn't. But this Korean market that was closed and has been doing so good and was at all-time highs, a little bit of fear. What happens? The Koreans are running away. Right. So you never know how things can develop in a very short period of time. Again, why did I bring this article? Again, because we've talked about the South Korean exchange before and the potential on the crypto market, but also because how things can change very, very fast. One day there's a tweet, or when was this even? At 12:54 a.m. And this one came out at 8:35. So about 8 hours between the tweets. and it's a totally different story, right? So it's very important to remember again that we never know what could potentially happen and how the markets can react to specific things and specific, headlines that are going on. Some exchanges will react this way, and some exchanges will be like, okay, this is already a fear that we know. Right now, there was fear that what would happen, but now the fear has subsided a little bit. And yes, there are all these little mini things that are potentially pushing the markets down, headlines and whatnot, that can push the market down in the short term. But the fear of, oh, Monday morning is going to be a Black Monday and it's going to be the biggest sell off since yada yada yada, that is off the table because that didn't happen. All the fear mongers over the weekend were totally wrong, right? And this is just how it is sometimes. And it was funny. It was a lot of crypto people, right? It wasn't a lot of stock people that were freaking out like that. There's a lot of people that saw the crypto market not really sell off, and they thought that the stock market was going to sell off significantly. But that just tells you people that understand the markets and people that don't understand the markets yet, and they'll learn from this, and next time around they'll understand things a little bit differently. But that's what's the beauty about the markets. Sometimes they beat by the same drum and sometimes they don't. But the more experience you get, the more better you are at dealing with these situations. You're going to be right most of the time the more experience you gain, but there's going to be some times that the market just reacts weird. And that's happened also. The last 6 months in the crypto market have been pretty weird. But if you ask Benjamin Cohen, he'll tell you that it's all the way it's supposed to be. So it is what it is sometimes. And the more we learn, the more we develop, the more we, find out things, the more news we get, the more you watch my videos, the more information you get, like the better. Okay. And so I very appreciate you guys continuing to join the videos and listening all the way to the end. If you're still here by the end, now's the time to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.